world that they can control that is disconnected from spirit. I'm envisioning a world full of love and
yeah, man.
Thus my decision is to walk with this beat.
Crazy, cuz.
Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
I can't hear you right now, bro.
I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Moloch worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Barter system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace.
Thus
my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push us. I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. It's for my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust off on some ice and some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, use a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit, my flow's the shit.
We gotta take our time, bro.
Crucify a real man, I still stand with the silver hand. But we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle shit.
You heard? I forgot to take out cash, man. I forgot to take out cash for the dump, for the garbage.
I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow our set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. Actor shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I got a depth, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel, flat bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. The world's and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want to never get a piece of the pie. And don't want to go for the cracker. And go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all.
Wow.
Nah. I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shy fight. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the sky box, I got his scope on you pills. The truth with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Death and blast in the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence. Tyrants of fire. Striding and giants to hide. I'm straight and defiant. And environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, hoopies, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not lying. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so
right.
vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau or Big Bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Kichiwa.
No, I can't. Y'all can't have none of this.
And my music,
Nice.
and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor.
Looking at me like I'm gonna throw it over there.
About. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor.
This,
So
baby.
only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure,
that
no
rope running gonna
weight
get you.
lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get housed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style, too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Locked out silent without sin. You put me on the planet with justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With some pressures attached in a war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the political sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. No, I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Or kneels too late when the caps get pills. Don't believe the TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' let him out, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, if you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. If you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, push, step, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
I want to smell it. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're just going to get some meat here. I was eating some sourdough turkey and Munster cheese with spinach. I dropped it on the side of the tent, man. I had to go quick. I wasn't wasting that, man. We just got back. I want to say, because I've seen enough video of ICE agents where we had this little fake-looking Jew woman, or maybe she's Latino, and it's like ODA, red beard, sitting in this Chrysler, like a 90, like beat up one, but they were using a laptop and they're sitting there watching, and she had the nerve. See, let me tell you something. They're taught to believe in this fictional existence they have with the costume actions, which they learn, and they go out and and I guess in the field, that's what this experimental, to consummate this relationship as this tough, you know, what they do, like gloves off type attitude. We don't have any gloves. And so we went in and get the water and a few things to snack on and come back out, and they done parked over in front of Ace. I make it my business to tell everybody around me to pay attention to everything. Put the phones down, this, that, and other. And I mean it when I say it. Because it's paramount and indicative and important. It doesn't mean that you create an atmosphere where you want to receive something so you all inclusive, but you got to pay attention all around you. It's just the way it is. All right. And I know a lot of people, you lack that responsibility because some of you people have been there and some of you people haven't. Well, It's indicative of the time and the period. You have to. 360. So head swivel. It's not about, you know, we're doing it. No, you got to pay attention. And you got to call it how you see it, because we all know, especially those in you in military, ex-military, although those of you who have done things ominous you shouldn't be doing, you should be able to see these things, okay? It's important. It's indicative. They say 2 eyes is all right. 4 eyes is even better. 6 eyes, you should be able to see the world as it is. And it's important because you can't be complacent in a time where it's only about convenience. Okay? And I when I walked out of the store, first thing I did was looking for the front of the car. It was gone. Empty space. Some said I should have stayed out there and like said, hey, go grab this stuff, right? And just gave me the card, right? And walked around and watched them. Because it could have been old goofy ass Mossad on our land, or CIA operatives who are into doing certain things paramount to, it could have been anything, but I could have had that eye on them. And this, and look, I tell y'all, look, the CIA moves, they get people who are borderline sociopaths and anxiety and paranoia. Those are a tool. You guys use it as a weapon against you, and the system uses it as a weapon against you. You have to be a step ahead of those who are steps ahead of you. You can't, because you lethargic and I gotta do, you ain't got to do a damn thing if you don't want to exist. You can walk out in the middle of the street and let a truck hit you. Okay? I don't advocate that. But it's indicative of who you are and how important it is. Because you have these beastie-like things moving around you. And if you're not letting them see that you are very aware, and proportionally so, and they will put their heels on your neck. It don't matter what you've done, where you've been, who you think you are. Okay? I put that post up there to show you. Yeah, I got this. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. I'm going to show you how ignorant people are, and that's the reason why I don't support a lot of them. It's not hate. It's just people got to be called on their mannerism. So I had somebody send me something. Let me turn this off. Off of reel. I hope it's off my reel, but it's not. They share stuff to me. I'm the one telling people I was going over in Europe in the 80s. They know who you are. And then people just want to keep sharing stuff to me like they finding something new. These are people who are supposed to all be paying attention to one another. I've been doing this work all my friggin' life. I mean, as far as, and people get these, this is what I'm talking about. People get these little egos about them. You're not teaching me nothing. I need you to know this. You're not teaching me anything. It's not ego. You're just not. I don't mind sharing, but I like to hear people compliment on things, find more information. I don't need somebody in UK talking about an American Negro. I don't need it. When I've been there, y'all saw one of my brothers right here, Guyanese brother coming here, right? I have a whole bunch of them. Some younger than me, they very aware. You ain't teaching me nothing. I'm attempting to get y'all to rise above your occasion of ignorance. I don't have to do this Indian, Hebrew, Jewish shit. I don't have to do that. God dog, man. The sun is hot than a mofo. Lord have mercy. Good gracious. Oh, it feels good, but it's hot. Y'all don't get it twisted. I'm already hot. I don't need anything else, all right? So please. Teach one another. Teach those who don't want to accept or believe it. Give them the information. Okay? The hell? Now, I will view it and hit a like to support. Yeah. If you're monetized, I will absolutely do that. But don't go sharing something because I look for everybody's stuff when they're censoring our stuff. I wonder what so-and-so put out. I wonder what Charles Henderson 2-person put out. I wonder what Michael Hampton put out. I go over there and I go and find, even on here, I go through comments on the lives and I go to y'all's page to see if you put anything up. Unbelievable. Anyway, I didn't want to say all that, but hey, look, let's get in the scrolls of Hayah. Let me get in the shade, y'all. I'm serious, y'all. I'm just saying ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna work right here, bro. There ain't nothing. That ain't funny. No, sir. I'm gonna put it right here. Some things y'all can't see. Let me turn it over this way, okay? Yeah. Cause you know they get all funny when they. Oh my God! What is that? What is that over there? What's he carrying? What's that? You know what I mean? I don't want them little homos and stuff to get all bothered. All right. Now, I'm not being nasty. I'm just saying there are some more ugly people, and they don't know what the Constitution is, the Bill of Rights. They think they're in control of our lands. All right. They really do. They're funny. And they ain't controlling nothing. But I don't want them to be all. We had to give you a strength because the very thing that made the money in the first place is still making the money. So I don't want them to get all hair out about a gun and a rifle and all that crap. All right? But I don't get in this shade. Yes, Lord. You hear me say? If they'd have saw that, they'd be like, wait a minute, nobody's carrying, handling, distributing, selling, moving, because they don't even know their own damn guidelines. Then I'm going to show y'all something I got today, too. Okay? I actually purchased this. You guys didn't buy it. Okay? Just want to show y'all. I want to see what you think about it. Let's get into the reading. A lot better. That's some heat right there, boy. It feel about 80. I'm not in the tank. I take this all, be in the tank top, all right? All right, let's get this out of the way here. Well, hey, man, did you get you one, boy? That mug was banging, bro. You throw that Spanish up on there? I got to throw some of that in my blender, bro, with them blueberries, cuz. Hey, did you put them in the freezer?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, one. Appreciate it. So, first before we read, all right, we're going to read about 2 chapters. This is the stuff that I was using. I told y'all on the res and over in Page. New chapters. So this just came in. I had stopped the orders because I was trying different stuff, okay? They even gave me a witch card because welcome back. You know how that goes. They don't want to lose you again and all that. So they gave me a daily witch card to know, because I told them I don't take this stuff every day, and I teach people you don't have to take this crud. That's the last thing you want to do. You need to get your blood work done with somebody who's actually going to do your blood work and tell you about your minerals and the health of your palates, you know, your blood and all that. And most of these doctors won't. But one thing I like is the fermented vitamin D3, fermented zinc complex. I think I got like 1 or 2 left right in there. I share it with T. All right. And fermented coenzyme B. I have 2 different other ones that are really good too. But I like third-party tested. I'm kind of big on the fermented stuff. It's like I like to get filter fish for the Jews out there in the world, and you know, matzah and you know, naan and all that kind of stuff. I like that stuff, even though I haven't really been eating it lately. And I every day, like right now, I just ate right after I get done reading. I'm gonna go and chew a clove. I gotta have pineapple, which is also something, and ginger. All these things keep parasitical organisms at bay to the death. It's not going to get rid of everything when you get into like Jardy and stuff like that. If you're drinking bad water and you don't have Life Straw and all that kind of stuff, it's indicative that you pay attention to things, because everything that you're suffering from, and this is by their creation, is parasitical. Everything is an organism that breaks your body down. Stuff that's the bioweapons they're spraying, right? Why do I say that? Let me see if I have it on here. Just let you hear that right quick. Y'all need to be in as best help as you can. Doesn't mean that it's going to be the best health, but you know, let me see. It does, you know what I mean? But it's important, okay? So let's see here. Check this out. I want you to listen to this lady. Let me see. It's called Spinza from Florida. I'm saying it in German because it is Spinza. I can't help it, y'all. You know I'm half German. I do speak German. You know, don't like to. I like to listen. Spinza from Florida. That's the at as far as on Instagram, okay? And you spell that Spinser. Spinza. It's almost like when you say like my family's name, you know what I'm saying? When you're thinking about Kaiser or you know. I gotta stop saying my family's German names because it's actually one of my nicknames. You know what I'm saying? Kaiser, which is one of my nicknames. You know, Jim Kaiser. All right, and Schaust. Okay, but yeah. So I want you to listen to this. Let's see if I can get it from the beginning. Let's see if I can play it from the beginning.
Way the most. I've got almost 100,000 views on it because they're joining me and saying, what? Federal law allows for weather modification experiments involving the use of human subjects for the testing of chemical and biological agents and open air testing of chemical and biological agents. How outrageous is that?
You don't consent to that.
There's no consent.
That's these fake
There's no
Jews,
consent when you can't escape, when you can't sequester yourself from it.
BlackRock, Rothschild.
Let me read this again. U.S. federal law allows for weather modification experiments for the testing, open air testing of chemical and biological agents. Didn't they tell us that we were tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists? That we were imagining chemtrails, that they were really moisture in the air? And then I've had people argue with me in the last 24 hours on my social media saying, oh, they're contrails. Oh, you're just pushing, you're a grifter. You're pushing, you know, that narrative. I'm showing you federal law, you numbnuts. I'm showing you the federal law. Good Lord.
It is. I showed it.
Telling you. And by the way, here's another good one. In another post, because I think this is important for you to see, the U.S. government has given itself permission, along with the approval of Congress, the 535 cockroaches up on Capitol Hill, to poison you with biological agents. And the U.S. code goes on to specify what is a biological agent. It's any microorganism, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, rickettsia, or protozoa, pathogens, or infectious substance, any infectious substance, like the ones they make in the lab, and any naturally occurring bioengineered or synthesized component of any microorganism that is capable of causing death, disease, and other biological malfunction. It's not a conspiracy theory. They've got themselves covered. And they've given themselves the permission to experiment on us like we're ants, insects on the ground. Why the country is not in an uproar is probably the biggest mystery of all. Oh, I'm thinking about Billy's soccer game on set.
I already told you why. Y'all don't know how to make proper choices. The fluoride, the frequencies. You know how many people are over in where we live at in Bensonhurst and stuff like that? A handful of thousands. And yet they have these 5G and 6 emitters on these water towers and everything. That's unrequired for cellular. And you cannot talk to anybody about it. Now, I am no whistleblower. The whistleblower's already put it out there. But I'm going to show you something that maybe you need to do. Hold on. I'm going to entertain them a little bit today, you know what I'm saying? They like to be entertained instead of taking caution. You know what I mean? Instead of sharing and joining and, you know, it's indicative, but that's how they do it. You know how that goes. Oh, man. What a world we live in. All because they're lazy. Luke, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. Yeah, you know I'm part German, Costa Rican. Don't let my hair be, all right? But hello, cambio fara. And if you even more worried than that, then go get you one of them little things y'all like to lose weight in, right? And duct tape with some rubber shoes and them. You know, when Mama washing dishes with them big orange or yellow green, you know I'm talking about Dexter's Laboratory Mama gloves. And put this jammy on with the hoodie. Y'all like wearing hoodies so much. I'm just doing it for the time being because it's got to come off. See that? I'm not taking it off because there's no nuclear in here, okay? So I'm not taking it off. That's for the other ones because I have other filters that would protect me from this. That I have no problem with sleeping and moving around in every day and every night. You guys would have to get used to it. You know what I mean? Me, it doesn't bother me. I go to sleep in there sometimes at night when I smell something. What I smell something. You already told you I smell them. And when I smell them, it's very powerful. This right here comes off. That's where you breathe through. But when they're on, it's airtight, even with my beard. And this is for CBU, chemical, biological. Okay? You can get mirror. You can pay the $400 or $500 like I did, or you can get the cheaper one, the Chinese, well, Chinese specific, but American made one, which is pretty much the same. It's not a bad one. It's not too bad quality. Something when the Chinese made it, they actually use it. So you can get that. That one's Chinese. This one's mirror. So and they're both exceptional. Okay. And I have another one in the shed, in my tote, that is the black, like the military mil-spec grade one. Okay. Excuse me. I'm full. I don't eat. Don't you fall down there. Damn. A hornet landed on it. That little ass hornet. Well, they're big and it fell over. Anyway. So that's why I shared with you the new chapter as far as fermented. Fermented vitamins, it might not be for everybody, for the mineralization of things. So that's how I get it. And I was getting it for many years and it benefited me after I was poisoned. Okay. All right. Let's get into reading. And like I said, you can go ahead. Let me see if I can enlarge this. So that way you can go over there and support that channel on Instagram. Spinza from Florida. Spinza from Florida. Okay. And the documents I have on the tablets, that's government documents. It's real. It's not fake. Just like when beautiful sister Baby Girl Slaughter went ahead and there's so many as far as all the patents on all the crap. It's beyond, from 1940, it's beyond any of your comprehension and understanding. You know, I thought that y'all might like that. Okay, so let's get into reading. The Scrolls of Hayah, the Fragment of the Dome, Visions of the Deceased Beings and Experimental Lands, by Claudia Nos, confounded. That's our brother in Argentina. I think he was actually on a boat trip to Antarctica, right there, if I remember right. Hey, Danke. So. So we got through. What was the name of that movie we was looking at yesterday? Point of zero, 0 point.
Zero. Man.
Robert De Niro.
Something zero.
Baby, subject zero.
I am Baby Girl Slaughter, no.
Huh?
I am Baby Girl Slaughter, no.
Yeah, Baby Girl Slaughter told, and we watched the whole thing. Robert De Niro Trump was behind, played the president. He stepped down because they were neurally messing with him with frequencies. And Angela Bassett, I would think, went into his position. All the light-skinned women.
She's like a handler down there, but yeah, she was like the president.
President, right? Yeah. So they were telling you exactly what's going on for those who get into that chapter of things. You know what I'm saying? It was phenomenal. We watched it all the way through yesterday, right? That's why I come on to read. I was like, man, forget y'all, man. I'm watching this. Y'all, Marcus, thank you for the donation. There's only a handful of people that have donated for the cause and books and everything else. But anyway, and our building. We got everything up there. I got tools up there. I want to read, get up there, and get the oils on there and start measuring, sawing, and getting those things in there so we can get those. You get the fiberglass, well, it's the R12 in there, and then get our deck up so we can get these walls up. Because I'm tired of being right here, and I'm ready to be up in a room or something. You know what I mean? Where we can work. I can sit there and lay it out, and then get up and go, oh, let me work, let me do something. You know. All right, so let's get into it. So yesterday, we covered. Excuse me. We covered. We meeting with Joel H. Right. And chapter 2, the zone of the dead, right? When we was looking at shook his head slow and his gaze darkening, and I said firmly, I'm referring to what lies within the Antarctic region itself. There's a place, a line, the Marines colloquially called the zone of the dead. So we're very much there. So now we're in chapter 3. We're going to read chapter 3, 4, and we may tap into 5, okay? Hey, baby girl Slaughter, what's up? That blue star. We got T in there. Who else? Omac, Carrie. What's up, Mama? What's going on, man? Mama's. Okay, what's going on? Who else we got in here? Yeah. Grand Ascension, hon. Lucy Rose, what's up? My Ben J, what's cracking? Deluge, guys, you got to feel better, brother. So let's go ahead. And people were sending some energy and everything. All right, brother. So let's get into chapter 3, the experimental lands. Joel adopted a completely different posture, as if the interview had just begun anew at that precise moment. And everything before was merely an introduction. His gaze drifted into the void again, but his words flowed with a melancholic tone. Something was troubling him deeply, and we were about to uncover it. Claudio, I've seen things I can't erase from my mind, Joel declared. Among them are islands that don't appear on any conventional map. They lie between southern Argentina, Chile, and the Antarctic Peninsula. But these lands aren't ordinary. They're not natural. He paused, as though searching for the right words to describe what he knew. Some call them the experimental lands. I fear they, the custodians, created a division between continents in the not-so-distant past. Many maps from before 1728, the last reset, when humanity was forcibly restarted, show that the southern regions of these lands were connected to what is now called the Antarctic Peninsula. What many once referred to as Terra Australia. I've got to pull my map up. I've got to make a post and show y'all. They all see me. I showed you the period map. I showed you maps before that. I showed you the map that they kind of qualified and they changed for the UN. That's funny that you could walk on it and everything. And they changed that one. I think in Chicago, they even had a map in the subway or the airport showing, I don't know if it's still there. I don't know how long ago it was, but yeah. Excuse me. Experimental lands. I asked, reflecting aloud. Experimental lands? Though I was already aware of hidden territories where various experiments took place. Who better than a seasoned military man before me to confirm it? Joel nodded slowly and then pulled something from his jacket. It was an image of what appeared to be an old map, yellowed paper, filled with almost like papyrus, right? Filled with hand-drawn marks and annotations. He unfolded it on the table between us, and my eyes locked onto it immediately. There were unfamiliar lines, shapes of islands I had never seen depicted this way. It bore no resemblance to the official maps, or even to those I had studied of unknown lands. You know what's funny? That they would put one of these goofy young fools out here up against me. You think they were smart? I told you, man. They want to see something. Yeah, drink this down. They're probably saying he's weak and okay. Hold on to that. They be on one of them Arab channels dancing with no legs or something. Anyway, right, check this out. This map came to me during a mission from a comrade who is no longer with us. He said solemnly, now, I'm going to show you the map. And then you can see what would allude to be what you would think the further part of the disconnect of Australia. And the reason why people don't know why they went there so harshly killing the Aborigines there. Okay, there was no Asians, no light-skinned folk, or nothing like that. The original people, just like fake Easter Island, which was a sacrifice, a huge sacrifice, just like all the so-called South America and all Negroidal people, there was some light skins, but they were different from. You could see them today, but it was a little different from what your view is. They didn't have, you see the Peruvians, they're not the original people of the line. They hold things to truth because they got to learn and be with those before those were exterminated. And they carry those traditions on. Many people don't know these things, okay? Colombia, the same thing. Okay? Bolivia, it's the same thing. It's not being dismissive. There's a functionality of a bloodline still existing that's not the same people as they were. Okay? Excuse me. This map came to me during a mission. Oh, let me show you the map. I'm sorry. I'm blabbling in my mouth. That would be Australia. Okay? And the longer part of it. And that there is maps that actually show that if you get into after we read, I'll see if I can pull it up, okay? No longer with us, he said solemnly. These lands are connected in some way to what we discussed earlier, the line of absolute zero. Don't ask me how, because even I don't fully understand it, but what happens there is more disturbing than anyone can imagine. I leaned forward, studying the map's details as Joel continued. Why do you think Buzz Aldrin went ballistic, had a stroke, a heart attack? There was so much evil. Experimental lands connected to the portion of Antarctica near absolute zero. Truly fascinating, I thought to myself. These lands were either created or altered by the parasites, with the complicity of certain humans. Experiments take place there, Claudio. Experiments that combine advanced technology with phenomena that defy our understanding. Worse still, these islands are also used to train soldiers and test weapons, but not against human enemies. No, against something much greater. I lifted my gaze from the map to meet his eyes. Against giants, Joel? I asked. He leaned closer, his face shadowed by dark memories. Yes, against giants, not just giants. The ones they call Patagons. But they're not the same ones mentioned in the ancient legends of Patagonia. These have been genetically modified, Claudio. There's nothing left of the real ancient Patagons, at least not in these lands. These are creatures standing between 11.5 and 13 feet tall, designed to serve as combat machines. It's as if they're in a state of deep torpor, struggling just to survive. The custodians and their allies created them. I'm almost certain of it. They've been using, well, y'all sit there and you enjoy the shows. What's that game? What's that, Master Chief? Halo. Okay, there you go. The custodians and their allies created them. I'm almost certain of it. They've been using them in those lands, pitting them against human soldiers in what can only be described as a perverse game. And yet something even greater hides behind all these experiments, something much bigger. The air grew heavier as I processed his words. The implications were devastating, confirming suspicions I'd held for some time. Advanced technology was not only being used to manipulate nature, but also to sacrifice human lives in what could only be, described as a horror show. Why? I asked, struggling to find logic in what I was hearing. What do you think is the purpose of all this? Joel ran his hands over his face, which I need to do anyway. It's a testing ground. Modern combat weapons, custodial technology, and human resilience are all tested there, but that's not all. They're also experimenting with the visions I mentioned earlier, though to a lesser extent than at the line of absolute zero. I'm not sure how it works, but these lands allow for visions, not of distant futures, but of immediate outcomes, enabling quick, correct decisions. What they see are fragments of something greater, something they don't want us to know. I can't even confirm it if all those giants are real, or if they're fabricated projections somehow, connected to this nexus. But for now, let's leave this topic here. With so much information, you start doubting everything. Joel fell silent for a moment before adding, some of my comrades who were in those lands shared their experiences before they disappeared. Disappeared, I asked. Disappeared? Astonished? Excuse me. I'm trying to hold it, man, because I know it's like, man, you want to be burping anyway. Yes, all of them, Claudio. But before they vanished, they spoke of shadows walking among them, lights in the sky that didn't seem of this world. Sometimes they saw red lights hovering motionlessly in the sky, perhaps drones, or what they described as trumpet sounds coming from above. There was a constant feeling of being watched. None of them returned the same. Did they say anything else about these drones? They mentioned a rain of lights, but at that time we didn't even know what a drone was. Do you understand? They described static lights in the skies moving in all directions. Thousands of them would fall toward the ground and into the water, making it nearly impossible to rest during the long nights. It was hell, worse than any war. I looked back at the map, trying to grasp the scale of what he was describing. Excuse me. These experimental lands were more than a secret. They were an abyss. I would say an abysmal water of discontent. Anyway, a place where the boundaries of morality and humanity have been completely erased, yet somehow interconnected. Oh man, they're flying. Hey guys. Joel, why are you telling me all this? I finally asked, my voice quieter than I expect, hoping to pull him away from those tragic and disturbing memories for a moment. He lifted his gaze and answered with complete sincerity, because someone needs to know, because this can't remain in the dark forever. And because you, Claudio, I believe you have the capacity to do something truly valuable with all this information. It aligns too closely with what you've been studying for years. I remained silent. Joel was entrusting me with knowledge I couldn't ignore, a truth that carried a crushing weight, but also an inevitable responsibility. His revelations reinforced theories about the secret lands in the far south and the countless mysteries surrounding them. We pick up in chapter 4, Encounter at the Sea. Joel now began to recount his own experience, leaving behind what he had heard from others and the visions they had described. What he was about to share were first-hand details of the mysterious line of absolute zero. It was several years ago, during one of the strangest missions I was never assigned. We were patrolling a remote southern zone in icy waters that seemed endless. That region was classified as total exclusion. No civilians, no merchant ships, no one but us was allowed to approach certain latitudes. Even we had to report back to base at regular intervals and were prohibited from deviating from the predefined route. He paused, his thoughtful gaze shifting to a small window where raindrops pounded and streaked silently down the glass, as though searching in the darkness outside for something only he could see in his memories. It was midsummer, but the cold there is unimaginable. The wind cuts like a blade, and the sea is an abyss, dark and sinister. That's how I've always described it to anyone who's asked about the icy waters of Antarctica. I went around the horn a couple of times. Let me tell y'all what, at nighttime, with a lifeline, rope, harness, checking the deck with all these iced up aircraft and chains, and all you see is these waves and this darkness. Listen here, in my youth, in my 20s. Go on about your business. Ain't no horse or donkey over here. All right. it's magnetic, it's magical, magnificent. Oh, I never wanted to go inside, freezing myself. Anyway, it was midsummer, but the cold there is unimaginable. The wind cuts like a blade, okay? So as we know in the waters of Antarctica, it's phenomenal. That night, the calm was unsettling. It was unusual to even move in those waters. The crew was on high alert, not because of any specific danger, but because in those latitudes, you always know something can go wrong in an instant. All it takes is a second to end up in the freezing ocean, where the water feels like needles piercing your skin. I know this from experience. At that moment, Joel showed me large reddish scars on his hand and forearm, remnants of an ordeal from the past. He lowered his voice, almost as if he didn't want anyone else to hear, as if someone else might be standing there with us. Everything changed when it appeared on the radar. At first, it was just a small dot, an object we couldn't identify. It moved at a speed that made no sense for a vessel in those waters, especially given the ice conditions. But then we saw it. It emerged on the horizon, a dark shadow breaking the monotony of the ice. But the strange thing wasn't just its speed. It seemed to hover over the ice. It makes y'all think about the Baltic Sea and the flash frozen vessel that looks like stone, carbonite. Anyway, we couldn't see how it was cutting through. It didn't touch the water. It didn't seem to touch anything at all. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. I still think that while it resembled a vessel in shape, it wasn't a vessel at all. It kept sliding, coming toward us with a speed that left us petrified. What did you do? I asked, unable to contain myself, imagining myself in his place for a moment. Joel's expression darkened, and he shrugged, a movement that seemed to come from the depths of his beings. What could we do, Claudio? There was no time to maneuver or escape. The captain ordered everyone to put on his life vest and brace for impact. There was no other option. The vessel was upon us before we could even comprehend what it was. It sounded like the movie, The Last Battleship or whatever. Was that what it is with the space, the vehicle? No, I forget. And the vehicle that was launching these things that were jumping diagonal. And they had the singer in them in it, trying to fight it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the movie, right? And these ships were just leaping in the water. Anyway, my apologies. I just had to go there. The vessel was upon us before we could even comprehend what it was. We prepared to die. That's the truth. A death in the South, likely to be reported as something like military vessel lost to severe weather in the icy waters of Antarctica. He paused, as if reliving that moment. Then his voice dropped to even quieter whisper. Let's see if I can attain this. And then the impossible happened. That vessel, it passed through us, not as a collision. It literally passed through us as if it weren't there. It lasted a second, maybe less, but it left a mark on us for life. His eyes locked onto mine, filled with an intensity I would never forget. Claudio, the sound, that sound wasn't of this world. It was low, but resonated in our bones. That followed were terrifying. That would follow was terrifying. Everyone in the crew collapsed. Some vomited, others cried. I fell to my knees and closed my eyes. Then it was as if I left my body for a moment. I wasn't there anymore. Makes you think of that woman hitting Mr. Bruce Banner. And knocking the Hulk up at him. Knocking Banner out the Hulk. Mr. Mr. What's his name? Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? Okay, all right. My apologies. I wasn't there anymore. I remember seeing the vessel as I rose higher, moving farther and farther away. I saw my own body below, the captain beside me, and the others suffering on the starboard side, and all over the ship. Everything happened in slow motion. I thought to myself, if that's my body, then what am I? What did you see after that? I asked, feeling a chill run through me. The experience he described was deeply unsettling. People burning, screaming in flames that didn't consume their bodies but caused them immense pain. It was a terror I can't describe. Later, when I spoke to others who had traveled to the lands I mentioned before, they told me my visions didn't even compare to what they had seen. It felt as though I was witnessing something that had happened or something that was about to happen. But it wasn't us. It wasn't the crew. There were people I didn't recognize. Though at the beginning, I had seen my body as I rose. The rest was strange. Doctors will call it post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. But if that's true, what traumatic event had we experienced? That dark vessel was real, and it passed through us. Afterward, they tried to cover it all up, and we were never allowed to speak of it again. I remained silent, trying to process what I had just heard. Joel took a deep breath, attempting to steady himself before continuing. Though the memory of those visions had clearly shaken him, he pressed on nonetheless. When I opened my eyes, I saw the captain in the same state. He was trying to stay upright, but was stumbling as though all his strength had left him in an instant. We drifted for 5 days. Do you understand? 5 cursed days trying to recover while the ship simply floated aimlessly. He paused, his voice breaking, and tears began to run down his face. There were 12 of us in this crew, and all of us suffered physically in some way. We later learned that they had been searching for us and trying to make contact. But the nights, I repeated, trying to understand what he meant. I couldn't figure it out. What do you mean by the nights? Joel nodded slowly. 5 nights of vivid dreams like I'd never had before. Dark-robed figures appeared to me with messages I didn't want to hear, and I wasn't ready to listen back then. They'd warned me to change the ship's course, saying that something worse would happen if we did it. But it wasn't just that. There was something in their words I can't explain. It was as if they knew every corner of my mind, every fear, every doubt. It felt like seeing myself in a creature that carried death and desolation. I fell silent again, letting Joel process his words. This wasn't just a story. It was a confession. And an emotional release of something that had haunted him for years. It was a memory he couldn't forget and would carry with him to his last day. The captain tried to keep me calm, but he was affected too. I could see in his eyes, even he didn't want to admit it. I suppose that's typical of captains and leaders in general. Those nights changed everything for me. We weren't the same after that encounter, and to be honest, we never would be again. The intensity in Joel's voice left me speechless. I knew there were deeper layers to his experience, yet to be revealed, and I was profoundly intrigued by what lay ahead in his story. The fate of Joel and the entire crew after their unsettling encounter with that dark vessel of Vestige in the frozen oceans. I clung to one phrase he had uttered during his out-of-body experience. I know what that is. If that's my body, then what am I? And we'll pick up in the Inner Darkness messages from the departed, and that's going to be pretty good. It's about, I think, like 5 or 6 pages, and we're gonna right from there. We're gonna go right into the fragment of the dome, and I hope that y'all really enjoy it and like the read. My apologies. I didn't mean to intercede, but I was showing you all this stuff beforehand. I smelled them, and okay. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. What's up? Hey, Valerie Martinez. Thank you very much for clearing this up and help each other stay strong. Oh, appreciate it. How you doing, beloved? Oh, Mac, Marcus. Chef Sean, what's happening, beloved? What's happening, brother? 0 Day Netflix, yes. Did y'all enjoy the read? Nobody was reading. Oh, y'all were just paying attention. Dexter's Laboratory with the gloves. Shave your beards. Men, shave your beards. Yes. Shave your beards. Even the cheap ones are expensive. I know, hun. I know. So my list, though. Dang, big brother. That's one thing. I appreciate you all, dude. Y'all are like a key to my heart. Valerie Martinez, how are you? Appreciate that, sis. Yes, it was nice. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to intercede, and I don't want to break stuff down because it's not my place to do that. There's some things that because this is still fan. It doesn't say it. What are we willing to sacrifice to uncover the truth about who we are and the purpose of our existence? In a world where humanity, I read this a long time ago, in a world where humanity lives under a sky of illusions and the truth has been carefully buried, a former soldier uncovers documents that lead to the text of Hayah. A man who exposes the colonizers of humanity and guides the way to the true path. These writings impose beliefs, impose beliefs, questioning the nature of existence and the control exerted over humanity. Through maps pointing to lands beyond the ice walls and experiments conducted on hidden islands, the story unveils fragments of unknown past and a present shaped by forces determined to maintain their power at all costs, a reflection on deception, freedom, and the awakening of human consciousness. It's fabulous. Magnificent reading material. And I'm grateful that so many people are purchasing the books and reading it. And for those of you, hey, Roadrunner, who stand by and listen to me read it, I appreciate it. Well, the other thing that I wanted to show you, my apologies. I got to take this stuff, put it back where it needs to be at. I actually, at night when I'm asleep, if something doesn't smell right, not because I farted or something, I put this on. And it's been very beneficial. I have many filters. So, this is what I use when I express, and a lot of y'all knows who've been following the channel, not me, but the channel for so long, because your family, we support each other, we don't follow one another. This is Wild Bliss Organics, third-party tested. This is my favorite, just straight up healthy kidney and liver and heart strength, dandelion root. And it's the proper measurements. Whenever I used to do it, I used to have the very thing I bought from them that you can measure each of your servings of tea in about 6 ounces of hot water. So I'm about to go make one and sit back, see if we can find another good show. If y'all have any suggestions, go ahead. And hey, yo, you gonna like one of these, bro? Yeah, yo, TA, I'm about to bring it in, cuz. And then this is the other thing. A friend of mine who's a doctor told me to give it a shot. So I ordered this a while ago because I'm big on goat milk. And this is third-party tested. You can look it up. Powered goat milk, the good goat milk way. And I really like it. I would like to add it to my hot teas and stuff. Good source of natural protein and calcium, easy to digest. A2 milk, GMO, hormone, and antibiotic free. It costs a little penny. It's not too expensive, and you want to keep this cool. You are beautiful. You're They had to stop singing because I'm looking at you. She, I see you. You're about to have babies and stuff. Anyway, right? This is really good. Okay. Valerie, would you? Absolutely magnificent. I don't know about the hair loans, but you could probably reach out to Wild Bliss. Maybe they sell them. I never looked into it. I've been utilizing this. And this is UE agriculture. All right. I utilize this to get my heart strong, and I should have kept doing it. I was told not to run for about a year or two. I ran anyway, 10 miles, and I think it crippled me a little bit. I'm not giving that strength. I know you could change anything. Frequency 70. When you want to deal with your nervous system and all that stuff, your heart, 728 and 72 hertz. Okay, so yeah, and I'm so glad to be getting it. You know, and hopefully nobody tampers with it, because you know our other side of the brotherhood is kind of stupid. So I thought I would share that with you guys. All right. And besides, I got a bag of all this garbage out here. I still got to go and get some cash out, so that way we can take it to the dumpster and get rid of all of it. It's been pretty much through the winter. Most of these boxes and stuff like that, but you got to get rid of it. You know what I mean? I'll try that one. Oh, okay. Yeah. See the brand. Oh, it's the brand. I told you this before. It's New Chapter. New Chapter. They have a large consortium. Okay. Can y'all take a shot? Can y'all get a screenshot of that? And then I'll hold one up. Okay, I'll hold one up. All right. So that way you get a better what you call it. It was glad that I'm back. I had stopped buying it I stopped purchasing it. It's expensive. Okay. That's the zinc, but it's B complex, D. Yeah, I've got it all here. I prefer the fermented one because it's beneficial to me, the enzyme wise, for the gut. Okay. I would not advise everybody to be doing fermented vitamins. And look into what you can parlay with and what's not going to harm or hurt you. And, you know, make sure that your body can, you know, acquaint itself with it and not, you know what I'm saying, harm you. Okay. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. I guess I got to do a better job. I guess, I don't know if y'all donated or not. I got super chats. I guess I'm just not good enough. I'm not attempting to make y'all feel some kind of way. Yeah, I'll get that in the box. It went in and out. Oh. Needs that for liver. Awesome. Yes. Oh, yeah. You saw that, right? So again, and that's why I tell people, like, you have a lot of people, right, who have kidney problems, right? And I tell them all the time. And he's like, I don't want me to drink water. That's the last thing you want to do. They're trying to keep you sick. I have too many people I know who on dialysis, they started drinking alkalinized water. They actually had a lot of money. They had one. And they bought the alkalinizing water thing and they stopped drinking it out of plastic. They had everything glass. Even the water they bathed in had like a $30,000 water treatment thing for the water coming in. I mean, these are friends of mine in New York and in Jersey who afforded this. And when I realized that there was a team of, they didn't put it all out there. They reversed everything and they started getting okra. And that's why I learned this. They took okra, 2 or 3 okras, they grew inside. They wouldn't refuse to go outside, no pesticide, nothing. Okra. Purple, red, blue, green, bluish green okra. Because Mexico sending us bad stuff. They're putting chemicals on it. I don't know what's wrong with our Mexican brothers down there. They shouldn't do that. And they would cut 3 of them off and put them in this little tall, like, glass beaker with about 10, 12 ounces of water, and it would become slime. And they would literally drink the slime. I'm like, is you crazy? They said, well, you eat filter fish. Well, okay. Well, damn. I tried it. I was in Tuba City talking to the people out there, because y'all know I was a member with them for the diabetic committee. I didn't have it, but I would be there with people who were suffering or pre. And I started talking about it. They got me up out of there. Navajo Nation, doctors, the government runs their hospital. They got me up. They said, no, you can't be over here. And the people that follow it reverse their diabetes. And it's good for your liver and to strengthen your arteries and your heart. And what's even better, every other day, when he gets to a certain point, a little turmeric, 2 ounces of hot water, about a half a teaspoon to start, and a lemon, half a lemon or lime squeezed in, shot. But be careful, because you got to have potassium. But you know, when you have kidney problems and liver problems, potassium is usually a problem, right? Well, if you're taking a pill form of potassium that's not, how do you say, plant related, it's synthetic. Your body's going to reject it, and your body's going to corroborate the rejection. And what you're going to have? Yeah, dialysis, be on a liver transplant. Okay. So get some apricots, get some pomegranates, you know, have them chew on some celery. But the doctors say, yeah, but they're going to die anyway. But we're trying to long the life of what? Study, experiment. That's what all this stuff is out here. Experimenting on y'all. They screwed up when they did it to me. And it ain't no game. I don't give a damn what little monkey. I know how it ends. I got to cross over. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't mind saying it. And I'm going to tell that story. Because I've seen I've seen their destruction 1,000,000 times. And it never changes. Don't care about how they feel either. Appreciate y'all. With some of the settings. Kangen water is excellent. It's pricey but good. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. See y'all tomorrow on AM.